Tiffany Stratton fans should be concerned. In this video, we are going to break down exactly what they should be concerned about and why y'all should be concerned about. Because look, Tiffany Stratton is just a mere weeks away from defending the Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair. It's a massive match, in my opinion, and a lot of opinions of fans. It's the biggest match in her young career. Every step of the way, Tiffany Stratton has found success, whether it's in NXT or on the main roster. This woman has been able to find her way and find her way to the top of the mountain, becoming a main eventer, becoming a top champion. She did so in NXT by capturing the NXT Women's Championship, and she has done so on the main roster by winning Miss Money in the Bank and cashing in that contract on her good friend Nia Jax in order to become the new women's champion. And she witnessed Charlotte Flair make her grand return at the Royal Rumble in January after being away for over a year. And now she is primed, set, and ready to take on Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 41 this April in Las Vegas. Now, don't get it twisted. Tiffany Stratton knows the deck is stacked against her. Going up against Charlotte Flair with the women's title on the line at one of WWE's biggest WrestleManias ever, okay? She knows that the deck is stacked against her. She knows the odds are not in her favor. She knows that the likelihood of her walking into Las Vegas and walking out of Las Vegas as a women's world champion or the women's champion is a tall task. It may not be realistic. We'll get into that more in a minute. Now, in the meantime, Tiffany Stratton has been aligned with Trish Stratus. They recently went over Nia Jax and Candice LeRae at the Elimination Chamber Premium Live event. It was a pretty cool moment for Stratton, who was able to team up with one of, and in my opinion, the GOAT of women's wrestling in Trish Stratus. Up in Toronto, she got to share screen time with Trish. She got to get the star rub from Trish. She got to team up with the legendary Trish Stratus. That is in the rear view. We're looking ahead to Charlotte Flair. We are looking ahead to WrestleMania. Why should Tiffany Stratton fans be concerned? Well, I'll tell you. As someone who has witnessed this woman's growth, as someone who has seen her rise to the occasion to get to this point, all the way back to the NXT 2.0 days, I'm concerned about what happens to Tiffany Stratton after WrestleMania. They gave her a rub with Trish Stratus to bump her stock up even more because they know what you know and that you see right through Tiffany Stratton as a champion and the credibility that she can walk out of Mania as the champion going against Charlotte Flair. That's why they put her with Trish Stratus, to bump up her star power. I'm concerned, A, that this build, that this storyline for this feud going into WrestleMania will be lost. It will be back in the shuffle of people's minds. That is a genuine concern. I am also concerned, where does Tiffany Stratton go after Mania? It is not a bad thing that Tiffany Stratton is going to feud with Charlotte Flair. It is not a bad thing that Tiffany Stratton is going to likely lose the Women's Championship to Charlotte Flair. It is a bad thing if WWE doesn't capitalize on what they have. Just because Tiffany Stratton won't be women's champion coming out of Mania is not necessarily a bad thing. Her teaming up with Trish Stratus gives her more star power ability. Her feuding and losing to Charlotte Flair is not a bad thing and can still give her star power ability. How do you capitalize on Tiffany Stratton's rub with Trish Stratus? How do you capitalize on the star power ability of Charlotte Flair to Tiffany Stratton after Mania? It's all about capitalizing. It's all about the booking. It's all about making sure you make every minute count. That is what they're going to have to do to beef up the Charlotte Flair-Tiffany Stratton feud. That is what they're going to have to do to beef up Tiffany Stratton after Mania. What did they do with Liv Morgan once she lost the Women's World Championship? They said, okay, Liv Morgan is now a main eventer. Liv Morgan is now a top star. She's going to lose the Women's World title to Rhea Ripley. But what we're going to do is we're going to put her in a tag team with Raquel Rodriguez. We're going to book her as the Women's Tag Team Champions. And we're going to have her be a pillar still on television. We're going to make sure that she still has a prominent role on television. And she feuds with the best, she works with the best, and she's utilized in the best way possible. That is what I want for Tiffany Stratton. But I am concerned about that. Could she go back to being just a sidekick, an afterthought, just another name on the roster? It's a very good possibility. It's something I'm worried about. Because as good as Tiffany Stratton is, as good as X, Y, and Z is, you cannot overlook the fact that booking counts. Booking matters. If you have bad creative, you cannot overcome it. I don't care how good of a promo you are, how good of a wrestler you are, how big of a star you are. Bad creative always trumps talent. End, line, done. You can't get around it. You can't get past it. That is something in which Tiffany Stratton faces. That is something in which Tiffany Stratton will have to overcome. That is something that Tiffany Stratton must see coming. And that is something in which WWE and Triple H, and more importantly, pro wrestling fans should see coming. It's something that you have to look out for. It's something that you have to prepare for. It's something you need to get your mind around. Now, do I have faith that WWE is going to be able to see this? That they're able to realize, okay, we got to build up Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton a little bit more. Okay, we got to build up and keep this momentum in which we have with Tiffany Stratton coming out of Mania. Do I have the hope? Do I have the belief? I don't know. I don't know. I'm hopeful that they will. I'm hopeful that we can get it done. I am hopeful that WWE will see the light and they will be able to do what's right with Tiffany Stratton. But I don't know. A little concerned. And you know what? It's okay. It's okay to be concerned. It's okay to be a little worried. Because sometimes when you get a little uncomfortable, sometimes when you get the backs up against the walls, that's where the best comes out in you. That is the best booking that you can get. I'm hoping that is the case with WWE. I'm hoping that is the case with Tiffany Stratton. But time's going to see. Time's going to play itself out. Time will right the wrongs, or time will right the rights. That, in my opinion, is what they have to do with Tiffany